Hi, this is Ryan Fraze with T3 Books, and I'm here to show you another little trick that will allow you to share reports a lot easier and also sort of save the state of reports and be able to access it a lot easier and more quickly. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So I have this new thing we've just released called the Reports Library. You'll notice a lot of other accounting software have something similar to this. So let's say that you want an income statement, but you want that income statement to be the year to the end of last month. You don't want to show zeros. You want to do some customization. Well, you can click our little quick tab up here, or so you can go, year to end of last month and a bunch of settings, or you can click these three dots and it'll be able to give you even more customization. But once you've got all that customized, you can actually save it. And if you save that, it'll go over to the reports library, and you'll notice right here that you'll have the report. So now you can just click it here and it will take you to that report with those settings, right? Year to end of last month, no zeros are shown, etc. And we drop all the rows that show zeros. Now, that might be really useful, but you may want to share this or even a whole set of reports once a month with your board or with someone else who actually cares or oversees a part of a certain budget. You may want to share just a certain snapshot of things. So, for example, you may want to share only the missions work with the missions person. So you might say, okay, actually, when we're looking at this, we want to filter. So let's go into our filter and let's say we just want the missions fund. And that's it. That's all we want on this one. And so we'll still do year through the end of last month. And we'll give it a second to pull here. And there may not even be any income this last year on the missions fund, which we'll see. Yep, there was nothing at all. And we dropped zeros, right? So that's why it's showing nothing at all. So let's actually go maybe last year and check if there's any activity on the missions fund last year. Take a minute here. But the customization of showing zeros can be really useful for this. All right, here we go. So now we have the report and it's just showing the missions fund, right? So we can go ahead and save this and say missions income. And you could set a default last year, for example. You may just want last month. There's other defaults you can set, save it. And then if we go over to reports, of course, you'll see it here. Now, the powerful thing about this is these reports can be shared as an entire package. And the way you can do that is first to build a folder. So you'll notice that I have added these two, year to the end of last month income and also end of last month balance, to month close. So there's a folder here called month close that holds all those reports. The other thing that I did then was I went ahead and took this and I created a package. Now, a package is something we can actually share. So our packages show up down here, and this is our month close package. And you'll notice here that we have those two reports. Now, you could do a lot of things with the package. You can download the reports as Excel or different things like that. But the powerful thing is you can send a link for another user to be able to view this without having to come here all the time, right? So let me pull up a link that was shared, all right? And then I'll show you kind of what this looks like. If you clicked on a link that was emailed to you, which I just generated one, it would take the user to something like this, and it would validate their link, make sure they're the authentic user you shared this with. And then here you go. We now have this report. So you'll notice this is the month close report up at the top. You'll see that. And who it's shared by, the org. And then there's a little note here, whatever note you type in. So please note that the data has to be inputted. So, has last month finished yet, right? You can dismiss that. And then you'll notice the reports are right here. So I can look at year to the end of last month income right here, or I could look at end of last month balance right here, right? So this would be the balance sheet. Now what you'll notice is that the income is coming first and the balance second. You can change the order of these here. You can get rid of some. You can even favorite, so it helps you with your organization. So that is how you can share a package. And again, whatever email address, when you hit share, whatever email address you enter in, that is the email that share is going to go to. And if that person ever loses track of it, you can actually just grab this link, right? And if the person hits the link, and it will say, hey, give me your email address, and then it will shoot them a link that will actually give them access to the report, so that we always keep it secure. So they'll need their email address here. So that's the basics of how we can share packages. All right. Hopefully you found that useful. Let me know if there's anything that you want covered, or there's any questions you have, or even any features that you think might make this even better.